Greetings, Community Day community. My name is Chris Kane. I'm the Director of Financial Aid at Milton Academy, and I'm delighted to share a little bit more information with you about Milton and the application process this year. First and foremost, Milton is a K-12 boarding and day school that is home to 700 students in our high school. Half of those students come to Milton as boarding students. Half of those students come as day students. Since we are located just south of the city of Boston, for most every family from the Lawrence community, they would be looking at Milton as a boarding option. We've had great kids from Lawrence in the past, and certainly members of the Community Day community in the past as well. And we're excited about helping the next generation of students with their search and their process. In general, our admissions process is similar to past years, and this requires an interview, a formal application, which involves a couple of short answer questions, a couple of essays, and then also recommendations from two teachers, a math and an English teacher. We would look at things like grades and transcripts, and also we would expect a standardized test score from students, typically the SSAT. So one change for this year's process has been the fact that we are conducting all interviews remotely through Zoom, and we are not welcoming visitors to campus for campus visits as of now. So that's one big change, but in general, we're trying to keep the process as consistent as we can be to get to know the candidates as well as we can. In situations where there may be challenges related to personal circumstance, please reach out to me as your personal admission officer for all families from your school and school community. In general, our current tuition is around $63,000, and our school is very committed to financial aid, promoting access around socioeconomic circumstances. So as the Director of Financial Aid, I help ensure that we provide as much financial aid as we can to all of our students. And in general, we have around 40% of our students receiving aid in a given year, with the average financial aid grant being around 3/4 of tuition. So we are able to give quite a bit of financial aid, and we don't want that to be a barrier towards the process or towards attending Milton. In terms of the academic program, I could go at length about a lot of what we offer, but I would encourage you to look at the website and to look at the materials related to your areas of interest. And certainly we hope to get to know more about those areas of interest once we get to speak with you for your interview. Really, Milton provides a very wide range of extracurricular offerings as well. A range of athletic offerings, 28 varsity sports teams, around 10 theatrical productions each year across dance, traditional plays, and then certainly a host of academic offerings. So I won't go too much into detail on those specifics, but in general, the philosophy is we want to give a really strong foundation and then give kids increasing choice over their time. One of the things that really matters a great deal to us is community. And as a residential community, as a boarding community, we try to build that model around a family unit, a house unit. So students would typically be in the same house or dorm for their entire time at Milton, and typically with the same advisor. So we think that helps build strong relationships and helps students feel very much at home and supported away from home. We do not have any formal open houses in general, and this year would be particularly the case where we wouldn't have people coming to campus, but we will have virtual information sessions throughout the fall, as well as the opportunities for certainly the one-on-one interview. So please be in touch with me. Again, my name is Chris Kane. My email is Chris, CHRIS _KANE @milton.edu. So excited to get to know many of you and to help you learn more about Milton in the coming months. Take care and all the best.
Everyone, my name is Jessica Costa Chavez, and I am the Director of Multicultural Outreach and an Associate Director of Admission, Phillips Academy, Andover, which is about 15 minutes away from Lawrence, Massachusetts. We are a boarding school primarily. You can see the campus behind me in my virtual background. And we have about 1,150 students. I would say the breakdown between boarding and day students is about 75% boarders and 25% day students. The other thing I should add is that I am an alum of Andover myself. I didn't know anything about boarding schools before. I'm from New York City, so I was a boarder when I was here, but it was a really great experience, and I think it really prepared me not just for college, but to be a critical thinker, a leader, to meet all kinds of different people from all over the world, and to challenge myself in ways that I didn't think I would be able to be challenged. So it was a really amazing experience. As far as admission requirements and how this pandemic is affecting our admissions process, we are moving most of our admission operations online. So we're going to be holding virtual tours and information sessions. You can check out that information on our website, which is andover.edu, and you can look at the admissions tab for those upcoming events. Our requirements are not going to change significantly. We're going to be still doing our application online through our gateway portal. We're going to still require an interview and recommendation letters and things like that. We are, of course, going to be flexible in understanding that the pandemic has changed, maybe your connection with a teacher or your ability to take the standardized tests that is required, like the SSAT. So those things we're going to be flexible with. And you just need to get in contact with us to let us know if there's something that you have a question about or that you are wondering how we're going to evaluate. And we'll be happy to answer. As far as tuition and costs, I'm very proud to say that Andover is a need-blind school. I know that not many of our peer schools can say that they are need-blind, which means that we are not looking at your family's ability to pay in our admission process. So we are blind to that part of your family situation. We are looking for students and evaluating their academic and potential to be in our community, and that is not going to be affected by your ability to pay. We also meet 100% of a family's need, which means that the financial aid application form that you complete, it will tell us what your family's contribution is, and then we will meet the rest of that with our scholarship financial aid money. We have about 47% of our students on our campus who are on some sort of financial aid, and the tuition from day student to boarding student does vary slightly, but again, the aid and the commitment to meeting your family's needs does not change, no matter what status you choose. The other really great thing about Andover is that even though it's considered a large school with about 1,150 students, we really strive to make this place feel small. Our classes are about 13 students for an average class size. Many times it's less than that. We have all different types of dorms as well. So you might be in a large dorm if you want, that has maybe 30 or 35 kids in that dorm, or a small dorm that has 5 or 7 kids in that dorm and it looks like a house, and there's a faculty member who lives there with you. So there's a lot of different kind of choices that you can make. We also have the benefits of being in a large school is that there's so many resources and choices, like over 300 classes and over 100 different clubs and over a dozen study abroad programs that you can choose from. So you can have that variety, but also the intimacy of a very close-knit, kind and nice community of smart people who want to learn with each other and be with each other. I hope that piques your interest about Andover, and I hope that you check us out more on our website on andover.edu. And I look forward to potentially meeting you in the future. Take care. Bye.
Hello, my name is Dan Morrissey, and I'm the Director of Admissions at Cushing Academy. Cushing Academy is a boarding school in Ashburnham, Massachusetts. Ashburnham, Massachusetts is about 45 minutes away from Lawrence. It's a school with 390 students, 350 board on campus. So we only have 40 day students. That's something to think about when you're thinking about a boarding school. When you go away to boarding school, you want to make sure that you're around all your friends in the evenings and on the weekends. We have a very vibrant community here. So because we're a boarding school, we wouldn't have transportation to any of our the region schools or towns. We do have trains that go from here to Boston, and we also can arrange private transportation for you. The admissions requirement for Cushing Academy are similar to those for other boarding schools. You need to apply to Cushing, supply us with a transcript, a teacher recommendation. We'd like you to take a tour if possible, and we give virtual tours. And we'd like you to have an interview, and we do virtual interviews over Zoom, the phone, or Skype. This year, we are a test optional school. If you take the SSATs and you'd like to send them to us, wonderful, we'll accept them. If you don't take the SSATs, it will not negatively impact your application at all. The biggest predictor of future success is past success. We read your transcripts very, very carefully. It also may be that your teachers are working online or working remotely, or you're working remotely. So they may not know you as well as a teacher who's in the class with you every day. If that's the case and you have a teacher who really knows you, you can have that teacher write a recommendation instead of one of your current teachers. Just give us a call and we'll figure it all out. It's not a big deal. Our tuition hasn't been set for next year, but this year's tuition is, please sit down, $65,950. That's a very expensive school. We offer about $6 million in financial aid, and we also offer what's called the Watkins Scholarship for 4 students every year to come to Cushing Academy for free. They also receive a computer and a stipend and some summer study money. That is reserved for very special students and the type of students that you most likely are if you're watching this. So again, give us a call or shoot us an email and we'll be able to talk to you about the Watkins Scholar. Our class sizes are about 13 and our student to teacher ratio is 7-to-1. Walking around campus, there's a very positive vibe. Cushing Academy is known for its arts, its athletics, and academic support. So we're a very supportive, active campus. Again, walking around campus, a very positive vibe. Students and teachers work together to help the student find their success. We always are teaching students how best to ask for help, how to access help, and how to get support when they need it, whether that be in the classroom, whether that be a social situation or an emotional situation. If you were to look at Cushing Academy and say, what makes us different? I think we are a small school, about 400 students, as I said, but we're going to get kids involved in all sorts of things. Arts for us is a requirement, 4-year requirement. So if you come here for 4 years, you need to take art every year. That's very different. And sometimes students come in and they say, well, I'm not very good at art. Well, they leave at least experiencing a whole new different type of art that they never have seen before. We're also going to encourage you to try out for the play, maybe join the choir, maybe join student government, maybe join a club or start a club that you've never thought of joining or starting before. The extracurriculars are wide and varied. Again, we have 24 sports. They happen between 4 and 6 p.m. Doesn't matter if you've ever played a sport before, we have a team for you. We have varsity teams, we have junior varsity teams, and then we have what we call thirds, intramural teams, where we'll teach you how to play the sport. And if you don't have the equipment, don't worry, we'll help you get it. In terms of academic pressure at Cushing Academy, the pressure is on effort. So at some schools, teachers and students walk around and say, how did you do? How did you do? How did you do? What did you get? What did you get? What was your score? At Cushing Academy, you won't hear that. You'll hear, I know you worked as hard as you could. I can see you working hard. Usually, when you work hard, the results will follow. We prepare students for college. We help them build support systems. We help them find ways to access help. 100% of our students who graduate go off to college, 4-year colleges. Those can be public, private, big, small, in the Northeast, in the Southeast, in the Southwest, in the Northwest. It might be in Europe, London, the UK, Abu Dhabi, but 100% of our kids who graduate go to college. One fun fact about Cushing Academy is that we are called the Penguins. That's our mascot. Many, many years ago, the headmaster's wife thought that the students took care of themselves and each other in a very special way. And her favorite animal was the penguin. If you've ever seen penguins, they gather in a big community and they watch each other's babies and watch each other's eggs. And they even move in a way that keeps the whole herd warm in the very cold Antarctic winters. Cushing Academy, the students do the same. We take care of each other here. I look forward to meeting you online, and I look forward to interviewing you and giving you a virtual or in-person tour soon. Thank you very much. My name is Dan Morrissey, and my phone number is 978-827-7063. Have a great day.
Hi everyone, my name is Devin Worthington, Assistant Director of Admission at St. Mark's School, located at Southborough, Massachusetts. It's about 25 miles west of Boston. St. Mark's is a co-educational, Episcopal, and college preparatory school serving over 365 students, boarding and day. We do offer transportation via bus or train. From a admission standpoint this year, unfortunately due to the pandemic, we are not hosting prospective families and students on campus for tours and interviews, so all admission-related events will take place via online. From a financial aid standpoint, we do offer need-based aid to our families. This past year, we offered over 30% of financial aid awards to our families, and to complete that application, you will complete the SSS form. That's a School and Student Services application. You will be requested to provide tax information that, once received on our end, our financial aid committee will review and then make decisions there moving forward. It's quick facts and figures. So again, over 365 students in total enrollment, 75% boarding, 25% day, with 23 states represented in 15 different countries. 84% of our faculty also live on campus, so a real tight-knit community. Looking at our average classroom size of 12 students with a student-faculty ratio of 5-1. Intentionally small, thinking big. Our small community builds close relationships between students and faculty. We challenge students to expand their thinking on the larger world. Students become independent, big thinkers and world changers. And this is reflected in our small classroom sizes and also outside the classroom, where students are making connections in the dormitory, dining hall, advisory program, on the athletic playing field, many of our different clubs that we offer, and also weekend activities. When you look at our student population here at St. Mark's, we are so proud of the diverse background of students that hail here. And looking at some of the facts and figures, so we have 18% international, 49% student of color, and a nice balance with our domestic and international students. Looking at our community and equity programs, it's really important for our students to feel like they have a voice here at St. Mark's, that they're being seen, they're being heard, and they have opportunities to share ideas for the betterment of their experience. Experiential learning and signature programming. We believe in the power of experience to transform student understanding, offering students and faculty an innovative opportunity to deeply explore and engage in relevant coursework, and through these course offerings, leverage the physical and intellectual resources of the classroom, the surrounding area, and beyond. Our global citizenship opportunities encourage students to explore the world beyond St. Mark's and to immerse themselves within cultures different than their own. So when you look at some of our opportunities offered, you see service learning, half semester, year-long programs studying abroad, partner school exchanges that typically will take place over Thanksgiving and spring break, and then into the summer we offer different academic and cultural opportunities. And here's just a list of some of the many countries and states that our students have visited. Athletics. We offer 18 different athletic teams, and quickly looking at our 2020 college bound student athletes, right now we have 75 St. Markers currently competing at the Division 1, 2, and 3 level. Music at St. Mark's. Whether you are beginner, intermediate, or even at the advanced level, there's a place here for you at St. Mark's, and we offer a wide range of music programs catered to our student interests. Similarly, our visual arts and theater, we offer ceramics, sculpture, photography. So again, depending on the level you're at, or maybe it's an interest of yours, there is a program here for each and every one of our students. When you're searching for schools, it's important to highlight what are the outcomes that you are looking for as a student, as a family, and looking for that return on your investment. And here at St. Mark's, we highlight 4 of these key elements that we think are important, that are going to play a great role into our students' development, growth, and success, not only at St. Mark's, but beyond. So quickly, thinking critically and creatively to discover and make meaning, communicate skillfully in a variety of modes, collaborate effectively, demonstrating openness to diverse perspectives and new ideas, and cultivate knowledge of self, including healthy habits of mind, body, and spirit. I know this was a short video, but I hope it was informative and you are able to gather a ton of information on what we have to offer here at St. Mark's. I really look forward to meeting you all at some point during the admission process. And any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out. Please note, we also have Explore St. Mark's Day event coming up November 5th. So feel free to visit our website to gather more information. Again, my name is Devin Worthington, Assistant Director of Admission at St. Mark's, and I look forward to meeting you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mike Keneally. I'm the Director of Admission at the Governor's Academy, and it is great to talk to you all at CDCPS. Governor's is a 9 through 12 all-gender, 2/3 boarding, 1/3 day school. We're about 30 miles due north of Boston and about 30 minutes for most of the students who come to us from Lawrence. The majority of students who have joined us from Lawrence in the past have been boarders, and yet there's no expectation based on where you live as to whether you're a boarder or a day student at Governor's, so you can apply either way. The admission requirements at Governor's are pretty straightforward. We ask you to have an interview with someone like me, and we'll do that this year on screen. We're happy to do a phone call if that's easier, but we'll also do Zoom or Skype if that's a possibility. We have questions that we ask in our application, short answers and essays that students fill out. We also will ask you to get teacher recommendations from your teachers there, and they're always really well written and helpful for us at this end, as well as a transcript. Lastly, we do ask that students take a standardized test, usually the SSAT or IC. A couple exceptions in this year with respect to the pandemic. So we will accept the at-home or prometric version of the SSAT or the internet version of IC, and all of those are fine this year. If for any reason, any applicant, whether from your school or anywhere else in the world, struggles with taking the test, whether it has to do with internet access or the opportunity to get and take the test close to home, we'll waive it this year. So we're setting that as an expectation, but we're more than willing to work with individual families if there's a challenge in getting the standardized test done. Tuition for us is about $65,000 a year for boarders and about $55,000 a year for day. We are a fully funded needs-based financial aid school. So what that means is there's about $5.5 million in financial aid that we're giving to families this year. And the way we make that decision is that parents or guardians will submit their fiscal reality to a group called School and Student Services. And what they do is determine what a family might be reasonably asked to pay. And when we offer admission to a student, we look at that number and we cover from that number to the full cost of enrollment here at Governor's as a grant, not a loan. It's not paid back. We're covering the difference. And sometimes that number is a negative number for some families where we're covering all of tuition and paying for books and insurance and whatever else is needed. And sometimes it's less than that. But about 29% of our student body receive this fully funded needs-based financial aid. The academic program here is a rigorous one and a wonderful one. We've earned the right as a school to be selective in admission. And what that means is our students are bright and talented and ambitious, and they arrive excited about learning and understand that is the keys to the kingdom in terms of their future life. And so the programs that we offer, if you jump in and look at our course catalog, is on the shoulders and the backs of those students that have come here. We do tend to approach departments, disciplines, in ways that we think are best for those disciplines. So in the humanities, English and history, modern language, once you gain fluency, it's Harkness methodology, which is discussion and debate. What we really want is for you to have read something that's compelling and then come in thinking you're the teacher and you're engaged in a conversation with the teachers and the other students who come from around the world to gain a better understanding of what it is you're learning about. In math, there are lots of different approaches. We do some Harkness, we do some flipped classroom. Some classes are more theoretical, some are more practical math, applied mathematics. And in science, we built an entire schedule with the understanding that scientists learn best by doing, by experimenting. And so you'll be getting your hands dirty in a lab every week. We also have an introduction of fine arts requirement for ninth graders, and then a really full-blown arts program that is award-winning, literally, that's available to students. In the afternoon program, in those areas that are co-curricular or extracurricular, we expect you to do them, but they're not graded. The afternoon program, everyone at Governor's is involved. And the majority in any particular season, fall, winter, or spring, will be involved in athletics. We have a wonderfully robust and successful athletic program, but we also have a number of students who fulfill that requirement on stage in a seasonal play or behind stage. If you like to build things, Mr. Rybczynski runs a wonderful tech theater group. There's a dance group. There's a group that does community service 5 days a week. There are groups that do science and coordinate with teacher and with college professors in programs. Those are all examples of afternoon program. Our music program, whether instrumental or choral, happens in the middle of the day, so that if you love to sing, but you also want to be on stage and play, or you love to play a sport, we make it easy for you to do both. I think as I try to help you understand what's distinctive about Governor's, I've given you some of the clues, the ingredients, in that if you're looking at a school like ours, you know what you're better at than your peers and what excites you. And those become those vertical programs at a school like ours where you can see that, wow, it's wonderful what they do, and I can keep doing that all the way into college, and there are other students who are like me who are doing them, and that's wonderful and fine. At Governor's, we don't get trapped by that, though, because the nature of the school culture is very much horizontal. And so we are unabashedly a family. And we have lots of room to go in places where we need to improve to make sure we're doing that well. But the intentionality is twofold. One is, as you're pursuing excellence in that area of interest, we don't want that to be consuming, right? There's laughter here, and students open the door and they're not lost in their phone. The second part of it is you're known by name at a school of 400. And so if you arrive knowing what your vertical area is, but you kind of want to try this other area that's someone else's vertical area, if you succeed in it, that's wonderful. There's depth in program, whether it's academic or co-curricular. But layered into that is, if you went over there and you failed, you're not defined by the failure by the other people in that vertical area, right? You're not, oh, you're that boy, you can't sing. No, you maintain your name. The sun comes up. We smile a little bit and we move on. And in that way, we're a really wonderful, optimistic sort of place. And one of the questions here is that, words that we associate with, or programs, traditions that we love. We are an optimistic family. And one of those really wonderful moments that you can find on YouTube is the jumping the wall tradition that happens at graduation as students finish their career here, with faculty clapping and their family waiting. So it would be a treat to get to know you better and to help you understand why Governor's could be the school that fits you best going forward. Thank you so much.
Good morning. Buenos dias, mi gente. My name is Alex Fernandez. I work in admissions at Middlesex, and I have a few minutes to tell you about why you should apply to Middlesex. I'm going to do my best to make this as fun and interesting as possible, and see how much I can fit in the next few minutes. So Middlesex, some of the things that make Middlesex a great environment to be in is, it's a small school. It's about a little over 400 students, about 70% boarding, 30% day, which makes for a very tight-knit, small community. You get to know most of the people here, if not all of them. And it also means that it's a welcoming and kind place to grow up in and to be a part of. Whether you're a prospective student, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, it's an environment where people will say hi to you when they walk by, or wave or smile, some kind of greeting, some kind of acknowledgement. Our class sizes are about 12 students per class, which means a 4-to-1 student-teacher ratio, which means that each student gets a lot of individualized one-on-one attention from from the teachers. Nowadays, it's a little trickier because some of the students are in person and some of the students are online. But teachers are navigating, the pandemic challenges to make sure that they're connecting with each student. Each adult here in the community, whether they're a teacher, dorm parent, coach, is committed to the success of each student, not just as a student or as an individual, but as a whole person and as an entire, school. Um, right now, Middlesex is doing, weekly testing, and we have a hybrid schedule. So, some students, one group of students is in person 3 days of the week, and while the other group is online, and then they switch on the following day, or on the other days, where the other group goes in person and the first group goes online. We do have Saturday classes, but they are half days, and Wednesdays are also half days. So it's the same amount of school, but it's just spread out throughout 6 days as opposed to 5. We have some students from the Lawrence community, and they are boarders. Unfortunately, we don't provide transportation to Lawrence, but students who are coming from different parts of Massachusetts and, of course, outside the state, decide to board. We do offer financial aid, and that's solely based on the financial circumstances of each family. And some great traditions that we have are the senior plaques. As a senior, part of your graduation requirement is to carve out a wooden plaque, and you can carve out, any kind of design, any illustration, really anything that you want and that is meaningful to you. You'll take a class in this in your last semester, and your plaque, once it's done, will be hung up in one of the academic buildings and will stay here forever. We have plaques from when the school was founded, close to 120 years ago. And we have, the last year's graduating class plaques hanging in one of our newest buildings. So that's a pretty neat tradition. The dorms here are vertical. It's called vertical housing, meaning that you have a mix of grades, from freshmen to seniors, which again adds to the community and allows us to get closer to one another and to students who you might not see in your classes or on your teams because they're in a different grade. In terms of how the pandemic has affected the admissions process, all of our tours and interviews are virtual, through being done through Zoom. We're not allowing any on-campus visits or in-person interviews through January, and I don't see that changing past January. So right now we're doing everything virtual and remote. All it takes to apply and get to know a little bit more about Middlesex is, to start off, you submit an inquiry. From there, you schedule that virtual interview, and then you can start filling out the application either through Gateway or through SAO. We'll look at, your transcripts, your SSAT test scores, teacher recommendations, all the questions that you answer on your application. We'll interview you, and from there, we'll make our decision. Students here, get to do a lot. It's a place where there's a lot of academic opportunity with, advanced courses that we offer. There are tons of athletic opportunities with over 28 sports that we offer, and compete in the ISL league. And there are a lot of artistic opportunities as well. It's a school where we want our students leaving well balanced, and leaving with a positive experience and feeling like they found their promise and they found that thing or those multiple things that they're passionate about. So students here often find themselves pretty busy, between different student activities on weekends, both on and off campus, in addition to athletics and the work that they have, and also, their own sort of personal social life and trying to balance all of that. As a relatively small school, we are able to get a lot done, and promote this sense or this feeling of family amongst the community members. And it's a place that really cares about its students and strives to make this an overall great experience for each and every student that we have. We don't have a set open house right now, but if you submit your inquiry and you check our website regularly, you'll see a few dates for some virtual webinars that we'll be having, so you can learn more about Middlesex and ask some questions. If you are interested and want to reach out to me with any questions, feel free to reach out but via email. My email is afernandez@mxschool.edu. And my phone number is 978-371-6590. All right. Thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope this has been helpful. And good luck in the rest of the process. Take care.
Hi, Community Day Charter. My name is Blair Ingram, and I'm an Associate Director of Admission at St. George's School. St. George's is a 9 through 12 independent boarding and day school located in Middletown, Rhode Island, which is just 5 minutes from downtown Newport. Our campus overlooks the Atlantic Ocean. As you can see in this photo, that is Second Beach, which is right at the bottom of our hilltop. We're about an hour and a half from Boston, and on longer breaks, we do offer a bus from our campus to Logan Airport, so you could get home fairly easily. Students love our location because our campus is beautiful and they can access downtown Newport in just a few minutes, and there's wonderful restaurants and a lot of fun things to do there for young people. The admission process. You are currently researching schools to figure out what is out there for you next year. Because of the pandemic, we've had to move all of our events online. The next thing we ask that you do is to schedule a Zoom interview with us so that we can get to know you as a student and so that you can ask questions about St. George's. We are also offering virtual open houses this year in October, November, and December, where you can hear from our head of school and learn more about academics, athletics, student life, and hear from students as well. In January, your admission application is due along with your financial aid application. We let you know if you've been accepted in March, and if you have been, you have until April to decide. So the timeline itself hasn't changed. It's just how we're presenting information to you, and we hope that we can get you on campus pretty soon. 34% of our students receive financial aid. The cost to attend St. George's is $65,000, but we do have a very generous financial aid program. We vow to meet your full family need. If you apply and if you're accepted to St. George's, your financial aid package will reflect what your family can pay and what we can contribute as a school. We have plenty of students here on financial aid who are having wonderful experiences. Academics. It's why students are at St. George's. We have a rigorous academic program and offer classes in 5 different academic departments: Connected Learning, Humanities, Language and Culture Studies, STEM, and Visual and Performing Arts. We have 20 advanced courses, a uniform humanities curriculum for the 9th grade, and we also have elective requirements in arts and religion, courses that students really enjoy. A large part of our academic program is diversity, equity, and inclusion. It's vital to our academic and afternoon life. We include this work in our dorm life, in our residential life, and community life all around campus. Students and faculty are currently collaborating on a number of initiatives to improve diversity, equity, and inclusion at St. George's, both within the school day and beyond. Student support services. Every new student at St. George's is required to take a 6-week course to help you adjust to the rigor of St. George's academics. In this course, you're with a small group and one teacher. You learn how to use our technology. You learn how to advocate for yourself and reach out to your teachers if you need help. You also learn basic time management skills so that when study hall comes around every night, you're ready to work. "85% of our student body lives right here on campus. This means we have a very lively weekend scene, whether it's on campus or you're off in downtown Newport with your friends. Every Saturday night, our entertainment committee, along with our faculty, organize a fun Saturday night activity, and Sundays are often spent at brunch, catching up with friends, doing homework, taking a walk on the beach, or enjoying downtown Newport. A fun fact about St. George's is that we offer a program called Geronimo. We own a school sailboat. It's about 70 feet long. It's called Geronimo, and it sails all over the world. You could travel to Greece on this sailboat, study marine biology, and live on the boat with your friends for 5 weeks and then fly home. It's an amazing program. A lot of our students will take advantage of it. It does require an application, but as we say, if you want to sail on Geronimo, as long as you're doing well in school, you will have the opportunity to do so. What's next? There are a number of ways that you can stay connected with our office. As I mentioned earlier, we encourage you to schedule a Zoom interview so that we can get to know you better and so that you can meet one-on-one with someone on our team to get to know St. George's better too. The link to register is right on our website. Coming soon, we also have virtual open houses where you can learn a little bit more about St. George's as a whole. And most importantly, we can connect you with a student right here on campus. Send an email to admission@stgeorges.edu or follow up after your interview to make sure that we can connect you with a student who has similar interests or is from Massachusetts just like you. Thanks for taking the time to listen. If you have any questions about St. George's or need help setting up an appointment, please don't hesitate to reach out. Best of luck to you as you research schools. Enjoy the process, and please let us know how we can help. Thank you.
Well, hello, and thank you for your interest in Lexington Christian Academy. My name is Mr. Patry, and I serve LCA as the Director of Domestic Admission, and I'm also a proud alum of the class of 2003. And we are in the middle of celebrating our 75th year, and we're happy to share more about LCA with you today. Lexington Christian Academy is located in Lexington, Massachusetts. We're not too far from downtown Boston, as you can see from the photo there. We serve 290 students in grades 6 through 12 with both day and boarding options. Our boarding facility is just a half mile down the road. We have an excellent student to teacher ratio of 10-1, and we're really proud of our diversity at LCA. We have 49% of ethnic diversity reported by our students and families. And this year we are in a hybrid adaptable learning model where our students are on campus Monday through Thursday, and remote learning takes place on Friday. But we're so excited to have our students back in the classroom with their teachers for most of the week.
Hi, my name is Mr. Newcomer. I'm an admissions counselor here at LCA. I just want to tell you a little bit about the application process. You can get started today by going to lca.edu/apply and fill out the initial application form. We use a system called School Admin for submitting application materials, so all of those can be requested through your School Admin account. This year, the SSAT has an at-home testing option. We do require SSAT scores as part of that application, so you can go to ssat.org for more information there. Finally, we have an admissions interview. Those are being conducted by Zoom right now, and you can sign up for your School Admin account. The priority deadline for applications for next fall is February 1st, 2021. So all applications, including financial aid and scholarships, need to be submitted by then. More information about that can be found on our website.
And now we'd like to introduce you to LCA through the voice of some of our students. We have admissions key holders who proudly serve as ambassadors of LCA to prospective students and families, and we want you to hear a little bit about the school from them. So I'm going to go around the Zoom room here and ask them to introduce themselves and stating their name, their grade, their hometown, what grade that they entered LCA, and also what are their primary interests and activities that they're involved with at LCA. So I'll start with our senior key holder, Anna Austin Wellman.
Yes, as you heard, my name is Anna Austin. I'm a senior here at LCA. I came in the 9th grade. I'm from Wayland, Massachusetts, and I'm involved in soccer, lacrosse, Model UN, theater, chorale, and prefect board, I think is all that I'm involved in.
Awesome, thank you. Gabby, how about you?
Hi, my name is Gabby. I'm from Boston, and then I started LCA in 9th grade, and mostly involved with sports and the dorm at LCA.
Great. Lucas.
Hi, my name is Lucas. I'm in 10th grade at LCA, and I'm from Watertown. I came to LCA in 7th grade, and some of my interests at LCA are some of the math and science programs that they offer. I was part of the robotics team last year, but that was cut short. So.
Great, thank you all, and thank you for joining us. I want to ask Anna Austin a question. If a student was to step into a classroom at LCA, what would stand out or what would set us apart from maybe other independent schools?
Sure, yeah. So when I was in 8th grade, I was applying to a lot of different private schools. And the reason that LCA really stuck out to me and the reason why I chose to come to LCA was because from the moment I walked in the door, even as an 8th grader visiting, I could just feel the family-like atmosphere that was the LCA community. I really think that comes from our Christian values and the fact that we put Christ at the center of all that we do. And it allows us to love selflessly and live sacrificially for each other, push each other past what we're normally comfortable doing, and just be a loving community in which we are not afraid to be ourselves and to love Jesus together.
Awesome, thank you, Anna. And Lucas, how would you describe the academic workload or rigor at LCA?
At LCA, besides the core values that we hold, I think one of the great things that LCA does is a large focus on education. Now, the workload is manageable, definitely, as you grow up through middle school and high school. I think LCA does a great job of teaching you how to be independent and managing your work and being able to get things done to the best of your ability. But what's great about LCA that I was really drawn to was the caring morale of the teachers who, if your week was super stressful and you need an extension, you can just shoot them a quick email or let them know how you're doing, and they'll be more than happy to give you an extension because they want you to learn at your own pace and whatever helps you learn and grow the best.
Awesome. Thank you, Lucas. Gabby, you're involved in many areas of LCA and want to hear a little bit about how we build community as a school.
So I would say because I try and involve myself in many different things, this like sports, a community is really built there, especially in girls soccer and basketball and softball, all the sports. Community is very strong there because we win and lose together, so we strengthen together. And then at the dorm as well, one of our popular events is coffee house, and Mrs. Georgeson loves to say this a lot, but like she loves it because day and dorm students can come together and just build together and laugh and have fun together outside of school, which is really great.
Awesome. Thank you, Gabby. My last question is for both Anna Austin and Gabby. You're juniors and seniors at LCA. How has LCA prepared you for the next step, not just college, but even career and thinking about what you want to do beyond your education?
Absolutely. Yeah. So LCA is phenomenal at preparing you for college and for the next step after high school. That actually starts in the 9th grade, not with looking at colleges yet, but really looking at who you are as a person. And so you start with Mrs. No in academic advising, where she really gets to know you, who you are, how you learn best, what your talents are, what you enjoy, your passions, all that kind of stuff. And she really digs deep into what makes you tick. And then after that, she translates that to Mr. Scaro, who's our college advisor, and he sees how those talents and interests and passions apply to the collegiate atmosphere. For my personal experience, I loved peer tutoring during my 9th and 10th grade years. Mrs. No translated that to looking at colleges that had phenomenal teaching programs. And now that's where I'm applying right now. And I'm really, really glad that she was able to see that in me and that I might become a great teacher next year. Yeah, pretty excited.
Awesome.
For me, as an 11th grader, they really kept us on our toes from the beginning of the school year, even through COVID, because they really send out the importance that the college process is really difficult, but they're going to be there with us and helping us and motivating us to continue to push ourselves. And the transition for after graduation, because we're a Christian community and we're a dorm community with international students as well, we're really used to seeing different types of people, and we're not gonna, and it builds this self-awareness of this is who I'm gonna see no matter where I go. So they do a really good job of it too.
Awesome. Thank you both. And thank you, Lucas, as well for sharing your experiences of LCA. And we would love for our guests here to come and experience LCA for themselves. We have a number of different ways to do that this year, including our fall open house series. We'll have a couple virtual options as well as an on-campus open house with some limited registration taking place in November. Other ways for students to connect would be through our LCA Connects, which take place at 8:30 on select Fridays in November and December. And then we're also going to be able to offer later on this year virtual student experience days where you can come and virtually sit in on an LCA class and experience LCA for yourself. You can sign up and find all the information for these events at lca.edu/visit. And if you want to reach out to us, please do. As I mentioned, our event schedule and registration is all found on our website at lca.edu/visit. If you'd like to apply, you can apply today at lca.edu/apply. And then if you have any questions about the admissions process or LCA in general, reach out to Mr. Newcomer or myself at admissions@lca.edu. And my personal email is there at ryan.patry@lca.edu. I want to thank you for joining us and hearing about LCA, and we look forward to seeing and speaking with you soon. Take care.
My name is Amara Rojo, and I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions at Concord Academy. I'm excited to be getting a chance to speak with you a little bit about our school. So let's jump right into it. So Concord Academy is located in downtown Concord, Massachusetts, which is about 45 minutes away from Lawrence and about 30 minutes outside of Boston. We are a day and boarding school with about 400 students, and 60% are day and 40% are boarding. When I think about academics, our average class size is about 12, and our student to teacher ratio is 6:1. And if you were to step into one of our classes, I think one of the first things you would notice is that we address our teachers by their first names. And so I know that might feel very strange, but I think it's reflective of the environment that we have at CA where, I'm giving the same respect to my, students that I work with, and teachers are doing the same. And so I think it's just reflective of who we are as an institution. Another great thing that you might notice is that, if you were a student here, you'd have over 200 different course opportunities to choose from. And so I think that is just reflective of how in-depth students are able to pursue their passions and their interests, whether it's history, the arts, whatever it might be. There's always an option on the table, and I think that's great. The academic environment at CA is very collaborative. So students aren't sitting there trying to one up another student. They're not trying to win a prize. We're a no prize school. And so you're really doing it for the sake of love of learning, which is a quote from our mission statement. So students here are very curious and investigative, and they're not trying to compete for anything. They're only trying to do the best work they can for the love of discovering. So I think that's reflective of just the type of students that enjoy and thrive in their time at Concord Academy. The workload is incremental. So if you're worried about what it's going to be like during the transition from your middle school experience to your high school experience, we do offer the opportunity for first year students to be in a pass or no credit. So during their first semester. So it's obviously you're still getting grades and all of that, but you're actually getting the chance to develop a little bit more about what the expectations are going to be during your time as a student. And so as you progress through each year, the workload is, again, gradually getting more and more intense, but it's nothing that students can't handle. And if you ever find yourself in a situation where you're looking for more support, we offer an academic support center. And so that's a chance for you to connect with a tutor and get involved with someone in that office to just, make adjustments and make sure you're fully supported. Another area where you're going to be supported is with your academic advisor. And so your academic advisor is someone who is there for you no matter what. So you'll meet weekly, one-on-one, usually during the lunch hours whenever I will host my advising meetings. And I'm there to check in on, let's see how this day is going. How's the test coming up for next week? What are you doing to prepare? How are your clubs going? How are your sports going? What extracurriculars are you thinking about getting involved in? And because we meet on a weekly basis, that relationship, while at first might feel a little bit like, what am I doing having this conversation with an adult? I think it ends up being one of the most important relationships that you form during your time at CA. So I think it's pretty great. When it comes to student life, we create community each week by starting off with one of two events. Either we start off with a senior chapel in which the entire community is in attendance to hear that student speak for 15 minutes. And usually sharing a story or whatever that might be, or we're starting off in announcements. And so that is a chance for anybody in the entire student community to come up and share an announcement. So more often than not, it's club or sport related, but it's definitely a great chance to have your voice heard and respected in the community. When it comes to other ways that we have our community developed, well, at CA, it's certainly the interactions between the day and boarding community. And what I found is that there's actually very little separating the day and boarding community. I say that because day students can come and have breakfast, lunch, and dinner in our dining hall. They can stay for study hall. They can sleep over in the houses if all necessary permissions have been taken care of. But, overall, it's a really an experience where you'll find, it doesn't matter if you're a boarder or a day student, you're going to have friends in either community. When it comes to clubs, we have over 70 organizations that you might be interested in joining, including 13 different affinity groups. And so there's always something for you to be involved in, a place where you belong. On the weekends, we do provide opportunities for students to participate in various events. And it's not just open to the boarding community, it's also open to the day community. So it's a great chance for you to find your way back to campus. And we are, by the way, only a 5-day academic on a 5-day academic schedule. So the weekends, Saturday, you can sleep in. That's totally an opportunity for you to do so. But like I said, there's always something going on the weekends, whether it's a mall trip, a hiking trip, dance, whatever it might be, there's always something going on. When it comes to tuition for day students, it's going to be $52,740, and for boarding students, $65,850. Now, please don't let that price shock you. We do offer financial aid. If you're looking for more information about that, we are offering a financial aid information session, and we are able to get you in touch with a couple of our financial aid directors and counselors. So that will be John McGarry and Trish Saunders in our office. In terms of the process, I know we do require an SSS profile, and you can find more information on our website about that. And we do have about 26% of our population on financial aid. When it comes to our admissions requirements for this year, we do require a Ravenna account, so that can be set up again on our website. And this is where you're going to access your decision. This is where your application will be used to be uploaded. So please, please, please make that Ravenna account as soon as possible. When it comes to our other requirements, you will submit your application through either Ravenna, the standard application online, or SAO or Gateway. Ravenna might just make it a little bit easier since you'll already have to create a Ravenna account, but again, we do accept SAO or Gateway applications. This year, the SSAT is optional, so the only thing that we'll be requiring is a graded writing sample. So again, the SSAT is optional. You are not required to submit that, but we are looking for a graded writing sample. When it comes to our events for this year, we are all virtual. So if you're looking to set up an interview, we do have the opportunity to do that. But again, just virtual. So please email admissions@concordacademy.org, or you can get in touch with us with our phone number, which you can find on our website. When it comes to other events that we're having, I actually have a list of them because we're offering so many different opportunities to connect. If you're looking to get in touch with students, we do have the opportunity for a student tour, and parents, we do have a parent version as well. So those are two opportunities to get familiar with our campus and kind of see what our students are like. We also have an opportunity to kind of get a more general overview with information sessions. So please look out for those, and those will cover kind of a brief overview of our school, similar to what this was for you all, but also provide you with a Q&A with 2 current students. So again, a nice opportunity to kind of see what our students are about here. Another part that we're doing is we're hosting academic department nights. So please look on our website for those, but those will feature a couple of departments from our school. And so you'll get to hear a little bit more about certain particular programming that's going on. And of course, we do have our open house. Our open house will be held on October 24th. So please look out for that coming up. My quick fun fact about CA is that our mascot is a chameleon. I think in these times, it's been so important to adapt and to overcome. And I think just the fact that, I've seen our students find a way to make community even in these times, whether it's, building a Minecraft version of campus or getting really creative in how we can stay connected as a community. I think that has probably been my favorite part of CA. And so again, our open house is October 24th. So please head to our website for a full list of our events and the time that we'll be having them. So I hope you all got a really great idea of what CA is about with this conversation. So please feel free to be in touch. Again, my name is Amara Rojo, and I am the Assistant Director of Admissions at CA. So my email address is amara_rojo@concordacademy.org. And you can also get in touch with us via admissions@concordacademy.org as well. It was great to speak with you all, and I hope to hear from you soon.
My name is Sean Atkins. I'm Director of Admission and Financial Aid at Suffield Academy. We're located in Suffield, Connecticut. We have students from 22 countries and 28 states. We're 70% boarding and 30% day. At the very core of who we are, we truly want students to be happy. We know this admission season is a lot different, but we understand and we're here for you. We have a 5-to-1 student to faculty ratio, the average class size is 10, and 95% of our faculty live on campus. You'll develop real relationships. Your teachers will be your mentors, your coaches, your dorm parents. You'll have the opportunity to truly be yourself at Suffield Academy. I invite you to visit our virtual website. You can set up a Zoom. It can be 8 o'clock in the morning. It can be 7:30 at night. We're gonna do our best to get to know who you are and give you a glimpse of Suffield Academy. We have a wide range of athletic offerings. We have a wide range of art offerings, visual, performing. We truly think we have everything to offer students who want to be happy and have a high level of intellectual curiosity. Again, we're here with you, we understand, but more importantly, we're excited to go through this process with you at Suffield Academy. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Alicia Berry, and I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions, as well as graduating class of 2015 at Proctor Academy, located in Andover, New Hampshire, which is about 90 minutes north of Boston. Proctor is a relatively small school situated on 2,500 acres of rural woodlands. We have a student body of 360 students, primarily boarding with a small handful of day students from local communities. Like I said, a small school, we have a 5-to-1 student to teacher ratio, and our classrooms are really set up in a Harkness style of learning to really emphasize the importance of class participation and discussion, because everyone has something to offer within the classroom. I think another unique thing about our classroom, though, is the fact that we're not confined to 4 walls. We have kids using every single inch of our campus. So again, 2,500 acres, we're making the most of it with experiential learning. And we also are not confined to our campus itself, offering 5 full trimester off-campus programs, which include Proctor in Segovia, Spain, Proctor in Costa Rica, a European Arts Classroom, which is in Aix-en-Provence, France, Ocean Classroom, where we put students on a 140-foot schooner for an entire trimester, and Mountain Classroom, where students are trekking across our own country out to the West Coast, learning about the different communities and cultures that we have here in our own backyard. Community is another important aspect here on our campus. So we really emphasize keeping small groups, so small dorms that are family style, so having 1 to 2 sets of dorm parents, a common area. Most of our dorms themselves are doubles with a handful of triples and singles that are only upon request. And our advisories are also small as well. Our advisories especially are a very unique aspect of Proctor. Your advisor is not just there for academics, they're there to help you every step of the way, because high school is a very difficult time to navigate as a human being. And so having a person that not only your student can reach out to, but also parents can use as a resource here is important. And your advisory itself is a mixture of ages and genders, so it really becomes your Proctor family. It's your siblings in there, and everyone has each other's backs, and it's a safe space to come together multiple times per week, which is a really important aspect of our community. So switching gears a little bit and speaking about admissions this fall, we are all virtual given the circumstances. So what our process at the moment is looking like is, so first step is you would go onto our website and fill out an inquiry form, and we would reach out to you to schedule a Proctor 360 is what we're calling it, via Zoom. And so basically we just give you a better introduction into our school, answer any questions specifically that you have. It's just a lot more personalized experience that you're going to be having with an admissions representative versus this right now is very general information, obviously. So then the next step is the interview. It'll be with the same admissions rep that did your Zoom 360. And with that being said, a lot of the questions that we ask on the interview, we're gonna ask during the Zoom 360 as well. It's just getting to know you better. It's a very casual situation, so don't stress yourself out about the interview. We just wanna get to know you a little bit better. And then once that's finished, you then have the opportunity, if you wanna speak with current students, we can set that up. Any coaches, just let us know. As admissions reps, that's what we're here for, to help you connect and just answer any questions that you have about our community. Because you can look at as many pictures of buildings and our facilities as you want, but it's the people that make the school here, which is really important. So once you've done that, then it moves over into our online application through the SAO, so the SSAT website, And that's the same as it's been in the years past. So going on, filling out the essays portions, there's some recommendations. So a math teacher, English teacher, and either a principal or guidance counselor will write a recommendation for you. And your current transcripts and past transcripts, are also required. We do have financial aid offered for students. It's filled out through the FAFSA website, so it's just the high school level instead of the college level there, and it's due right around the same time as their application. And students then, when they're accepted, their financial aid letter comes with their acceptance letter. Our open house dates, we are working on right now. They'll all be virtual panels, and so instead of doing a general open house, we're breaking it up and doing individual panels, so you can pop in on something that you're interested about or have questions about, or feel free to pop in on all of them. Those dates will be posted on our admissions website, and we will also be posting shortly links to our different social media that we're opening up that'll be admission specific to kind of just carry along with us as we're planning different events. There might be some more casual things, social media takeovers by students. We want to get you as involved on campus as possible, albeit virtual. And so I was going to leave you with the 5 words that come to mind when I think about Proctor, but I honestly think that's better to leave for the students to answer for you. So let's see what they have to say.
What's a word you think of when you think of Proctor?
Community.
What's a word you think of when you think of Proctor?
Family. Compassion.
Hey Bridget, what's a word you think of when you think of Proctor?
Experiential.
Hey Sam, what's a word you think of when you think of Proctor?
Together.
Hello everyone, my name is Carolyn Chica and I am recording this video to offer you more information about Groton School. To begin, Groton School is a boarding school. It was founded in 1884 and we serve students in grades 8 through 12. We're located in a town called Groton in the state of Massachusetts, which is about an hour away from Boston. My name is Carolyn Chica. My title is Associate Director of Admission, as well as Director of Inclusion Outreach. In addition to my responsibilities here in the admissions office, my focus and my charge is to help make the process inclusive and representative of people from all walks of life. I am going to start by telling you more about Groton through an aerial view of our campus. Our campus is quite large and does really encapsulate all of the resources that we have here, but also is symbolic of how close we are as a community. This building right here is called the Schoolhouse, and it's where I am recording this video today. It's where the majority of our academic classes take place. Right around the circle, we have the chapel. We do have a tradition of having a chapel service 4 times a week. These days, we have participants either logging into a Zoom webinar to experience chapel or coming into chapel at a distance, but it is one of my favorite traditions to have a faculty member or a student come and speak about something that really means something to them at the very start of our day. On the other side of the circle, we have the headmaster's house. Temba Makubela is the 8th headmaster of Groton School and has done a lot of incredible things to make the school a leader in inclusion, but also to uphold some of the values that Groton has held dear since its founding. Some quick statistics about our school. We are a school of 383 students and of 93 faculty, so we do have a really small student to faculty ratio. 84% of our students are boarders, so the vast majority of them live here on campus, as do the faculty members. And our average class size is 11, which means that everybody really does get a voice and everybody is really an engaged member of the classroom spaces that we have. I think it's also really important to note that beyond the statistics, Groton School is founded with the idea that it would be a family. It is a community in which everybody knows each other intimately by name and also by the kinds of interests that students hold, their passions, their areas of growth. And I think that that's really meaningful as we think about what is necessary for a community and for a young person in today's world. I'm now going to briefly talk about some frequently asked questions because in a rapidly changing world, a process like applying to boarding school can feel sometimes confusing or intimidating, and also exciting. So I hope that these questions can help demystify some myths and also serve as a launching point for further questions and conversation. I'm first going to talk about COVID-19 and how it is affecting the work that we do here at our boarding school. So first and foremost, every student and faculty member is issued a mask on a daily basis, and we are required to wear them absolutely everywhere. This is one of the very few exceptions that have been granted so that I could record this video or sometimes interview with students here in my office alone. Generally, we've also reduced the density of our school population. So what that means is that our class sizes are smaller, our athletic teams are smaller, there are fewer students in each of the dorms. Just in general, we are really making an effort to ensure that people are keeping a distance of at least 6 feet, and we are making the most of our vast facilities to keep people safe. In addition to reducing density, we are also testing people on a weekly basis and using technology tools to do contact tracing, so that in the event that there is somebody who may be at risk or of exposure, or somebody is positive for COVID, we have an emergency plan set in place that could help us contain that risk and also get people the help that they need. And then in terms of learning, we have had a hybrid learning model since March of 2020. What that means is that we have adjusted our schedule to allow for more class time during our blocks, during our 6-day class schedule, but also for our students who are remote, who have chosen not to come back to campus, to either participate asynchronously or to have decent time zones to be logging into our classes. We also have a really extended lunch period and more opportunities for office hours, so that students are really adapting with the times as our teachers also adapt with the times. We are remaining really flexible and leaving the door open for further adjustments to our learning plan for our students. That's really important for us as we think ahead. Others also really want to know, just in general, what are the admissions requirements and how has that changed? So first and foremost, this is common for all schools. You do need to fill out an inquiry form, which is a simple demographic form, maybe 4 or 5 questions that ask you things like your name and your address that you can fill out on our website as well as other schools' websites just to get into our system. An interview is most likely the next step and has always been the next step, but these days they are going to be virtual interviews for Groton as well as other peer schools in the area. And then I would recommend the third step to be that you start thinking about who you are going to request a recommendation from. We do require you submit a recommendation from your current English and math teacher. So requesting that around this time or in the following months is a good thing to be considering. As part of the larger application, we do require your transcript, your grades from the past 2 years, and as well as a standardized test score. You have the choice of either submitting the SSAT or the ISEE. Once all of those things are together, I recommend that you go to Gateway to Prep School, which is the application portal that we use. And on there, in addition to submitting some of the things that I just mentioned, you'll also be answering some short answer questions. And all of that is due on January 15th. Please do feel free to reach out if you have any questions, but also note that a lot of this information is available on our website. People are also wondering how this admissions process will be affected because of COVID-19 and if campus visits will be allowed. Unfortunately, we're not open to visitors, but all visits and interviews will be done virtually, and we are making a big effort to bring the circle to you through as many mediums and tools that we have. So we do have a virtual tour that was recorded by our seniors this past summer, which I recommend that you check out. We also have student-led information sessions in which our tour guides are joining prospective students in Zoom meetings to talk about their favorite Groton stories. And we are also offering daytime and evening interview slots. Otherwise, there are no other changes to our admissions process. So you should know that we are wholly doing our best to give families the opportunity to apply to our school and to consider it as an opportunity for their family. So please know that I am available if you have any questions. I look forward to meeting and working with you. And for the families that perhaps speak Spanish, desde saber que español fue mi primera lengua, hablo español y me da mucha alegría ayudar a las familias que hablan español, entender más sobre el proceso de estudiar en una escuela internada y estoy disponible para responder a cualquier pregunta que tengas. Thank you everybody for your time, and I look forward to being in communication.
Hi, I'm Mr. Jones, and I'm the Director of Multicultural Affairs and Outreach and the Assistant Director of Admission at Brooks School. Brooks School is located in North Andover, Massachusetts, and is spread out across 270 acres of land. We are co-educational, 9 through 12, primarily boarding school for about 350 students. I say primarily because a third of our students are day students from surrounding communities. Our small classes allow for our teachers to work closely with students, fostering relationships that are at the core of our school's mission, which is to provide the most meaningful educational experience our students will have in their lives. Our admission process this year will be a little bit different due to COVID-19 restrictions. Unfortunately, we will be unable to welcome outside visitors to campus for the fall term. If you go on our website, under our admissions tab, you can take a virtual tour and visit our virtual page to learn more about our community. Similarly, all of our interviews will take place virtually as well. In order to start the application process, please visit our admission page and complete an inquiry form. Once we receive that, we will get you more information. In addition, because of COVID-19, Brooks will be test optional for students applying for admission for the 2021-2022 academic year. All applicants can decide whether or not to submit standardized test results. Students will not be penalized for opting out of testing, nor those who submit scores can gain an advantage. Admissions decisions are based on a variety of factors, including recommendations from current teachers, transcripts, extracurricular interests and achievements, and the interview. Boarding school tuition for Brooks School is about $65,000 per year, and day students are about $53,000 per year. However, about 35% of our students receive financial aid. Our financial aid program is need-based and is designed to make Brooks School accessible to qualified students. Those applicants interested in applying for financial aid should check the appropriate box on the inquiry form and the application, and then fill out the financial aid information, which can also be found on our website. Our average class sizes at Brooks are about 12 students, and our student to faculty ratio is about 6 to 1. I describe our academic pressure and workload as rigorous but manageable. We definitely want to challenge kids, right? But we also want to make sure that we're not overworking or burning our kids out. But we do want to make sure that they are feeling challenged as they go through their careers, their academic careers here at Brooks. Support services that we have for academics are advisors, definitely. Sometimes they're outside tutors. The Learning Center is a huge part of what many of our kids use. We also have peer tutors, and then teachers themselves can provide support and extra help really all throughout the day. Teachers can be texted or emailed to provide that extra academic support. By virtue of our small student body, we have a great sense of community here at Brooks School. Your teachers and peers alike want to really get to know who you are and what you're all about. At the beginning of every school year, the head of school has a hello campaign and a name tag party at his house. After these happen, if you walk by him anywhere on Main Street or really anywhere on campus and ask Mr. Packard what your name is and he doesn't know, he will give you right there on the spot $5 to the school store. So it's a pretty neat way for him to get to really know who you are, and that's just embodies who we are at Brooks School. We have a ton of extracurricular activities available to students throughout the year. That includes athletics like basketball, baseball, football, hockey, squash, crew. We have some indoor rowing tanks as well, tennis, those type of things. We also have community service as well. And so we require our students to do an afternoon activity for every season, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a sport. We also have the arts as well, so some kids choose to do maybe the musical or the play. there are plenty of places for kids to hang out on campus during their free time. One of those places being the Student Center. The Student Center is equipped with TVs, video games, ping pong table, board games where the kids just leisurely like to hang out. Also, there's plenty of land and space around. Sometimes it's a flagpole. Sometimes kids may take a walk on our fire trail or down by the docks right next to the lake, so where they can, just take a look at the scenery down there. On the weekends, our weekends are pretty packed and equipped with a lot of activities. We have a student activities board or community activities board, actually, that there's really a ton of things to do on the weekends, whether those are usually a main activity such as bingo, or we might have a dance, something to that effect, and then there might be some satellite activities like a trip to Target or a trip to Walmart, or a trip to 20 Minutes Anywhere. Sometimes there's bowling or a trip out to the movies. So definitely a lot of things to do, and the weekends are pretty packed where the kids do hang around campus and really have fun. With all that said, I hope you got a chance to learn a little bit more about Brooks School. Again, you can learn more about us on our website by visiting brooksschool.org, and then on October 8th, we'll be having sort of a virtual presentation where you can meet the leaders from or administrators in academics, athletics, college, counseling, afternoon programs, and just general student life. So I hope this finds you well, and take care.
Hello, my name's Danny Alvord, and I am the Director of Auxiliary Programs at Westover School, which is an all-girls high school, boarding and day, located in Middlebury, Connecticut. We're about 45 minutes away from Hartford, 2 hours from Boston, and also New York City as well. Typically in pre-COVID, we have about 200 girls on campus, but now with everything going on, that has gone down to about 170. And right now we just have day students on campus. As far as admissions requirements, we would like to see an SSAT test. Of course, if you're not able to take it because of COVID, we understand. We can consider other options or look for other things. But we would like to see that, and also 2 application recommendations, one from a math teacher and one from an English teacher. Right now, we're just doing on-campus tours. It would be during the week, excluding Wednesdays after 5 p.m., or also we can do anytime on the weekends as well. There's a plan your visit form on our website that allows you to choose if you're able to do a tour either in person or virtual. Also, if you want to attend a class, talk to a parent, that sort of thing. Everything else will be virtual. So your interview, if you want to attend a class, that would be virtual. Chat with parents, students, that sort of thing, it'll be all virtual for the time being. For tuition, it's $65,700 for boarding. And for the financial aid process, I'm the coordinator. It's pretty slick and easy. Most private high schools are going to do your application and accept it through SSS, which I would urge you to do simultaneously if you're interested in Westover and applying for the school. And I would say that about almost 2/3 of our student body received some sort of financial aid package. We have a really healthy financial aid that we're able to divvy out and make sure that we're, expanding our school and offering a lot of great opportunities to a wide range of different students. And now kind of shifting into academics in the classroom, your class sizes are going to be about 10 students. Right now it's kind of funky because it's hybrid. We got day students in the classroom, boarding students are virtual, but it's still right around that 10 student ratio, if you will. And the faculty student ratio is also 6-1, just so to let you know. As far as academic workload, it's a pretty rigorous program. We are a college preparatory school, but the teachers are doing a really good job of, making sure to adapt to everyone. And, it's hard with being virtual and whatnot. It adds another level of difficulty, but the teachers are really good at adapting to that and making sure the workload is balanced. But it will challenge you, which is a good thing, make you very prepared for college. And every student receives an advisor when they come to campus, which you would meet with your advisor individually once per week. We also have kind of mentorships, if you will, which helps with any sort of academic accommodations. That you can view all of that all on our website and also indicate that within your application as well. As far as extracurricular activities, we have sports, cross country, soccer, volleyball in the fall, basketball, squash, and swimming in the winter, and then golf, lacrosse, rowing, softball, and tennis in the spring. Right now, we're not competing with any schools. We're just playing, internally, intramural, if you will. But post-COVID, however you want to view it, typically game days are Wednesdays and Saturdays where we play neighboring schools, that sort of thing. And also we have other extracurricular activities such as dance, theater, outdoor hiking, that sort of thing. For boarding students, free time, your best times for that are going to be on the weekends. We do a bunch of trips off campus to like malls, theme parks, movie theaters, that sort of thing. We're also partners with almost a dozen or so schools in the neighboring area where each school each weekend would host some sort of an event. I went to one in Emma Walker where it was like karaoke and about 50 students were there, and it was a great time. The students love that. It's a good way for them to see the different schools and kind of socialize with each other, that sort of thing. And so that's just one of many options. On top of that, also activities that are happening on campus, that sort of thing. We also have wonderful spaces on campus. Our student commons is brand new, and students love to hang out in there and that sort of thing. As far as open houses, we have they're called info sessions. They're a little bit smaller. They're more intimate. We make sure that every family kind of feels like they got a really good personalized experience. And so right now they're virtually, of course, but we have 3 more. One's coming up soon, October 12th. Then we have another one November 17th, and then a third and final one December 7th. You can sign up for those on our website, and that'll be, a virtual tour, sit down with admissions folk, other faculty to do some Q&A, that sort of thing. Thank you so much for watching this. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I hope that we connect soon.
Hi, my name is Graham Masiwa. I'm an admissions representative from Belmont Hill School. We are located in Belmont, Massachusetts. We're a day school, but we also have a 5-day boarding program. And in terms of transportation from Lawrence, we do not have a bus right now that goes to the North Shore, but that is something that is probably in the works in the next year or two. Okay, so I'm sharing on this web page here. All this stuff is on our website, the admissions process of how to apply to Belmont Hill. Our applications are due on January 15th. You will need to go through Ravenna. Ravenna is an online portal for our application. You need to schedule a tour and admission interview, but that tour this year is going to be virtual. So it's a virtual tour and interview. You need to call our office to schedule both those things. There's a pre-interview form on our website. You have to fill that out before you submit. You call our office to schedule your interview. Our open house, we just had an open house October 3rd, and we will have 2 more, one on October 14th and another one on November 7th. Okay, let's talk about the tuition at Belmont Hill. This year, 2021, you can see it for a day student, that's $52,900. And for a 5-day boarding student, that's $60,700. We also supply financial aid at Belmont Hill. That's held through the school and student services group. And you can apply for that. And the deadline for submitting your financial aid papers or application is the same as the one for the application itself, January 15th. If you have any questions about our financial aid, Mrs. Aileen Flanagan in the Office of Financial Aid, her number is right here. Her email is right here. You also see on our website, there's the documents that are required for parents to submit to get financial aid. Last year in 2020, Belmont Hill awarded $5.6 million in financial aid. What that means is 27% of our families will, with the average grant of $39,000. And that runs the gamut. We have kids that, pay close to nothing, depending on your financial situation. We have kids that receive financial aid for $1,000 as well. All right, at this point, we're going to talk about our class sizes. Our class sizes are really small, probably about 11 to 12 students in a class. Our 7th grade class is about 55 students. That number jumps up to 80 in this 8th grade class. In the 9th grade class, we add another maybe 10 to 20 students. That goes up to about 90, 95 students and then that class remains that way until 12th grade. So our big entry points for Belmont Hill would be 7th grade, 8th grade, and 9th grade. I'm going to play a video for you so you can see what it looks like to be in a class at Belmont Hill. So let me play this.
System, that's how he sees everything, at least, right?
This is an English class
there for him to
with
help
Mr.
him in his
Leo.
time of need. And finally, he decides the best thing to do is what?
You can see that the boys are sitting around the table, right?
One of the goals of the class is to give the kids a lot of experience with writing and make them feel comfortable as writers. So we give them a lot of different types of assignments, not just analytical essays. And the other one is to read really good books and have the boys understand them, appreciate them, be curious about other books, and want to continue to read and hopefully be lifelong readers. In this little moment, at least, the hat is a symbol for what? Good or bad? Bad, right? Like some violent tendencies, some violent ideas, right? On the other
Coming to Belmont Hill academically is definitely a jump for a lot of our guys. There's a lot of academic rigor that's required here, but there's also a lot of support once you get into Belmont Hill. We have an Office of Academic Student Support where you can get help with papers and writing as well. So definitely if you take advantage of the resources here, you'd be able to get through Belmont Hill. But in terms of academics, yes, it is very challenging, but it's also very doable. When you come to Belmont Hill, you're going to be required to play a sport every season. Right now, I can tell you we've got about 16 different teams with a fall season, with cross-country football, soccer, and then in the winter with alpine skiing, basketball, hockey, Nordic skiing, squash, wrestling, and in the spring with baseball, we got crew, got golf, lacrosse, sailing, tennis, track. So those are some of the options you have. We offer about 16 interscholastic sports. We're in the ISL, which is the Independent School League. That's very competitive to be in the ISL. We also offer performing arts at Belmont Hill, so you can be part of our performing arts program. Theater is big here. We partner up with some girls' schools because Belmont Hill is an all-boys school. The other thing that I'll tell you is that we have a really fantastic music program. As you can tell, you're looking at the students there. We have a uniform at Belmont Hill as well, which is a coat and tie. All our lunches are family style, means that you all sit together. We serve each other. That's something that's really unique about our community here at Belmont Hill. If I could describe Belmont Hill as a school, I think maybe the words that come to my mind are community, community, community. It's a place where when you come here, you start to feel like you're part of the family. It's a great, good community where you feel like you belong to something bigger than yourself. Our motto for the school is called Working Together, and you'll see that from the day one when you get here. So In terms of our open house, we have one coming up October 14th, and we have another one coming up on November 7th. That's it from me. And hopefully, if you have any questions, my name is Graham Masiwa. You can always reach me here at Belmont Hill. Masiwa at belmonthill.org, MASIIWA at belmonthill.org. Thank you.
Hi, it's Mrs. Dyer from Pingree School. Some of you may know about Pingree, maybe through a friend or family member that attended, maybe through prep at Pingree. Maybe I've met you at a school fair. I wish we were meeting that way now, in person, but we know we can't do that right now. So I'm going to do the second best thing, and that is to tell the Pingree story a little bit so you can learn more about Pingree. So Pingree is a day school in South Hamilton, Mass. It's about a 45-minute ride from Lawrence. And I'm going to bring over a fact sheet so I can go over some of the numbers that tell you a little bit the story of Pingree. So I'm going to move it a little closer, get it so you can see, and pull it down, and there we go. So the 375, Pingree is a school, co-ed, of 375 to 380 students. It has a class size average of 13, so 13 students in a class with a teacher is our average size. So that gives you a lot of opportunity to participate, to get to know your peers, for the teachers to get to know you, and to have your voice heard. The 5 is the number of bus routes, and I'll show you that in a moment. We have 5 different bus routes that come to Pingree. The 73% of our college seniors who apply early to college get their first choice. The 150, that's an exciting one. That's 150 full credit classes we offer each year. In addition, we have 50 what we call H-block electives, and those are half credit pass-fail classes. They might be debate, they might be conversational French, they might be a music class, they might be an ethics class, many, many different offerings that students really enjoy. And even as a freshman, you can take one of those electives. So the next number, 90%. 90% of our faculty participate in extra education. We have a great faculty who really care about students, care about teaching, and they want to keep learning just like you do. Then we have 53 cities and towns is where we draw from Pingree. So 53 different cities and towns are represented at our school. Then the 30 to 1. So 30 students for each of our college counselors. So you get a very personal, I know you're not thinking about that now, but you get a very personal approach to the college process. 20% of our students identify as students of color. 45 is the number of trips we offer. Now those trips might be to Boston for a day trip, or they might be to Barcelona or Taiwan. We have different offerings, and many students take part in those. And the final number, a third. 1/3 of our students receive some sort of financial assistance because, as you know, these independent schools are expensive. So let me show you our bus route so you can get an idea where we draw from. So I'm going to move this out of the way, and I'm going to bring over our Pingree bus routes. So you can see that we draw from many areas. So our day starts early. It starts at 8. So in Lawrence, you might be picked up at 6:45 in the morning to come to Pingree. As I said, it's about a 45-minute ride. And then after your after-school activity, the bus leaves at 5:20. So let me talk a little bit about that. Every student, of course, spends the bulk of their day in academic classes: math, science, history, language, English. But after school, we have the co-curricular program, which is just as important as your daily academic schedule. So you might choose to do football. You might choose to do field hockey, soccer, lacrosse. We have many, many sports offerings. But let's say that's not what you like to do. Let's say you're an actress. Let's say you're a dancer. Let's say you love robotics. We also have afternoon activities for you. So what we try to do is get to know you, because we're small, get to know your interests, make sure you fuel those passions that you already have and find new and exciting things that you've never thought about doing. So again, I really wish we were in person. I wish we could spend this time talking and giving you a tour of Pingree. We do have a virtual tour on our website that I encourage you to look at. You can take your time going into different parts of the building. And as soon as I know it's safe, I'll be up there to talk to you. And I'll be inviting you down here. But in the meantime, I want you to do a few things. I want you to work hard in your remote learning. Study hard. Show those teachers what capable students you are. And most importantly, I want you to stay well. Please reach out, go on our website, fill out an inquiry form, we'll send you information. And at any time, if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'm happy to talk, email, whatever works for you. So be in touch, and most importantly, stay well. Thanks so much for this opportunity, and hopefully I'll be seeing you in person soon. Thanks again.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Gould Academy. My name is Tim Mannix, and I'm the Director of Admissions and Financial Aid here at Gould. We are located on the eastern side of the White Mountains in Bethel, Maine, and we believe in an individualized educational experience with active mentoring that extends beyond the classroom. Our location allows us to celebrate all that the outdoors has to offer. We're on 456 acres of land with hiking, biking, and Nordic ski trails, and we're a 10-minute drive from the Sunday River Ski Resort, which is one of the largest ski resorts on the East Coast. And because of our relationship with Sunday River, we continually have one of the best on-snow programs in the entire country. Our students also partake in international travel, art workshops, service projects, and independent studies through our 4-point experiential learning program. Our experiential learning program provides students with an understanding of the outdoors, how to be responsible, and how to be a leader. Lastly, Gould Academy provides an environment that values both individuality and community. We look for academically motivated students and help prepare them to become independent-minded, ethical citizens who will lead lives of purpose, action, excellence, and compassion in a dynamic world.
As soon as I walked in the door, I don't know what it was. It was just like this instant. I just felt like home.
Miss Hall's school is an all-girls boarding and day school in Western Massachusetts.
We're proud of our founder and her values and how they still live today. The value around authenticity, right, being yourself, that's something that Myra Hall talked about 120 years ago, and the students value those traditions.
Going to an all-girls school for me was kind of like, why would you do that? And I realized very quickly that this is an environment where I could 100% be myself.
In a space where there are not social expectations about what girls and women can and cannot be, what girls are allowed to do is become fuller expressions of what girlhood is. You can be female and also be loud and be an athlete and be a scientist. And the barriers of social expectations, those are not things that we really have to worry about here.
You can feel like, oh, I can be myself, and I can also make such good friends and connections.
So here on campus, students have this amazing opportunity to be part of a global community of students. And then when they step off campus, they're in the Berkshires, and incredibly rich in terms of resources, cultural opportunities, educational opportunities. The students who are going to be accepted to Miss Hall's come in with that drive, with that desire to learn, with that desire to excel. And so when they get here, we're going to push them.
All the classes are a place where you voice your opinions and you're encouraged to ask questions.
It's really important that we always discuss together so we know each other better.
It is going to be challenging. It is a highly rigorous high school environment with great support. The Academic Skills Center, the Writing Center, the Math Center, peer tutors.
When I have trouble, for example, I go to my personal team, which is my advisors, my friends, and the teachers who I like.
You have this personal team not just for the first 6 weeks and then good luck with you. It is for the duration.
You're not alone when you're coming here.
There's no instance where anyone is left behind here.
There's this interpersonal chemistry. It's something about this place. Girls here make other girls feel comfortable.
You hit a point where it's not school anymore, it's your home and you feel so comfortable in it. This is where I need to be.